你哋大家好，今日咧我哋請咗我哋相熟嘅律師卡羅先生同埋我哋相熟嘅地產經紀本奴先生咧嚟做一個訪問。最近都有啲新聞啦，係關於葡萄牙移民嘅關係。坊間咧都有好多傳聞啦，同埋不盡不實嘅消息。咁我想咧就請咗啲專業人士可以同我哋講解一下咧，究竟黃金簽證咧發生緊乜嘢事？咁起碼咧我哋可以有一個確定嘅答案。我依家開始講英文啦。A lot of people are actually questioning about the golden visa. Has it been cancelled? And in Portugal. So if I can just ask you, and the second question is, a lot of people also not sure about the definition of application of golden visa, meaning at what stage they actually applied for the golden visa, because a lot of people are concerned since we are changing the law that they're going to restrict the area of Lisbon and Porto and imminently. So it could be now or it could be December. So people are panicking and they're thinking, well, if I have bought the property, is my prospect going to be completely ruined? As Carlos, you mentioned it before. Previously, you said as long as they apply as an investor, and even though they haven't handed all the document, is still valid. So I just like to have a confirmation today about all of this, like the timeline, the definition, and what is actually.
First of all, I'd like to say one thing very important. The Golden Visa program is still working, is still operating, and people will have the chance to start the application whatever they want. This year, next year, and in a couple of years as well. There's no information at all that the Golden Visa will finish. So first idea is that the Golden Visa program will continue for further more years ahead. Okay, about the second question, yes, everybody's now having the news of some changes about restrictions of Lisbon and Porto. I'd like to make one thing very clear. At this moment, there is no any official information at all of when it will start, what area will affect, and what conditions will affect. At this moment, nobody knows exactly what's the conditions, and it's very important that many people at the moment are speculating on the news, are speculating on the videos. It's very important for people to understand. I'm telling my clients, still safe. I still have clients pending, asking me if we should continue. I said yes, we should continue. We should finalize the process. We should buy the property, and we still do the golden visa as well. Of course, we have to be cautious, not to tell the client that, okay, you can hold this program until next year. Everybody's talking that probably the government will make the change even this year. Probably. It means that's nothing official. There's no information from the government that will close or restrict Lisbon and Porto in a few weeks, in 1 month. But as we know, being cautious means that we should accelerate, the speed up a little bit the process that are pending, and do it before the end of this year. When I say the end of this year, I'm not giving any deadline, any time. October. I'm just saying that we should do it until the end of this year. I believe we'll have all time to finish the Golden Visa program. So one thing important to explain and clarify is that people asking me, and you asked me, Cici, what's the requirements when we start the Golden Visa application?
Yeah.
Once, and I explained this before, the steps, but I will summarize in 2 minutes. The clients choose a property. Okay, I just keep the open a bank account, tax number, because normally it's a process at this moment. I can give you an example. My office takes about 1 week, 8 days to get tax number, open a bank account. If you choose a property and if you have transferred the funds, at this moment, we can also tell you that we can finalize all these requirements within 30 days. I'm not telling you this for you rush up. I'm telling this the process. If you have all the conditions ready, we can finalize. And when you submit the documents for the immigration, it's when you have finalized the final deed. when you have reached the 350 or when you reach the 500, okay? So just imagine you buy the property and then we submit application online on a platform on immigration that gives you guarantee that you already submit the documents. Some people ask me, if I cannot get the criminal record on time, even we can submit some documents and there's a chance of we submit some documents later if it's not complete. Normally we submit as the documents as we have and we'll get some time. I know at this moment with the COVID situation, sometimes it's difficult to get some documents on time. I have clients say that I can only get criminal record within 30 days, within 40 days, within some time that will take to get it. I understand, but I'm just giving some release to some clients saying that you can submit. What is important, my point of view, and what is the law said that you have to submit the documents and start the application. Once we have a client, we immediately register on the platform of immigration to submit the documents for you move on the golden visa application. This is what we are doing at this moment. I'm not going to give you any information because you don't have any official information so far when will we have the changes, when we'll start. So for being cautious, as I repeat myself, you should accelerate a little bit at this moment to be sure that we will not have any situation that will be more difficult. If you're saying that I'm buying a property now, I'm buying a property next year, for the Golden Visa 500, this can be complicated if in the middle they change the law. So if you want to finalize, you can finalize as soon as possible.
So what would you recommend someone to do? Meaning if they're going to buy in Lisbon, you would like them to buy as soon as possible before December?
Yes, and it's still possible. I still have, even yesterday, okay, I forgot to tell, we are on 16 October, right? Today's 16 October.
Sorry, I just said 14.
It's 16 October, and even yesterday I have a client, actually I have 3 clients, but one just said, okay, I'm going to send you the documents right away. What is necessary? As long as you send me the documents, I have a list I send to my clients, the documents that we need to start. Normally, from Asia, it takes 4 days maximum from DHL to receive any documents. It's the process I told you before. We receive the documents, we just apply for tax number, open bank account, and if it's possible to choose a property in Lisbon and Porto, we can finalize this within
the
1 month.
documents that you are talking about, you basically say, I just want to repeat and clarify. When you apply for Golden Visa, you had to have the marriage certificate, the children's birth certificate, and the criminal check. And what you're saying is, if I have one of the documents missing, you can still submit.
Yes, correct. We submit the documents we have. If some documents is missing, we also submit the document, and we later on we can submit the documents that is necessary to apply.
卡尼先生咧就講緊咧係話，如果你仲爭啲文件嘅話咧，你仍然係可以申請黃金簽證嘅。佢只不過係想講咧話你盡快賣咗你嘅物業，咁唔好等到下一年，係今一年2020年咧，你仍然可以賣你嘅物業。咁你無論如何咧，你就算唔爭啲文件咧，都仍然可以申請嘅。I heard there's some good news about the government extending the validation yesterday. You mentioned that, right?
Changing the stages of the COVID situation. And just starting yesterday, the government just started new measures for because of the COVID situation. And one of them that will affect most of the people on many situations is also including for the people applying for some documents. The documents now that have been submitted and have been issued are still valid. Even they request the documents after February this year. They will be valid until 31 March 2021. So the government just extend the validation of the documents. I have many clients asking me, can I submit my criminal record now? I already requested some time ago. Normally the criminal record is valid for 3 months.
Yeah.
But with this new measure, the government just extend the validation of the documents for Portuguese people and even for the people are submitting. And
非常之好嘅消息啦，即係之前咧，如果你係 申請咗你嘅良民證嘅話咧，咁之前係得3個月嘅期限嘅啫。依家咧佢係會將個期限咧去延遲咗到3月尾嘅。咁琴日咧10月15號啱啱有個新消息出咗嚟嘅，所以咧你哋大家放心，你之前申請咗嘅文件咧係仍然係可以去申請黃金簽證嘅。We just go through the timeline of the golden visa and we just gone through whether we need to not apply for golden visa at all, because that's what most people are saying. They're going to stop altogether golden visa in Portugal, but that's not true at all because it still continue. Now, we want to say is the news about Cyprus of golden visa, because that came out like a few days ago, right? Cyprus is not Portugal. I'd like to state that because I think a lot of people get concerned because they think it's the same country. So a lot of people contacting me and they're saying, like we just said just now, the golden visa has stopped. That's not true at all. So we want to really clarify that.
I can give you some information about Cyprus as well. As you know, the program in Cyprus is quite different from the golden visa in Portugal. First of all, it's not a resident card program. It's a passport program. It means that they are for an investment of an amount of investment. Normally it should be around 2.2 million investment on property. You'll be eligible to apply for a Cyprus passport. So get the citizenship, but the requirements are quite different from Portugal. In Portugal, you are not be granted for the citizenship automatically. You have to be a legal resident for at least 5 years, and only after you reach the 5 years you will be eligible to apply for the Portuguese citizenship. So it's quite different, the program. However, the news can be good or can be so-so as long as the people are interested in the Portuguese program. The reason what I'm talking about is because Cyprus at this moment already have released the news that 1st of November they will cancel the program of the citizenship through the investment in Cyprus. Actually, there's been a lot of problems found on that program. It's not precise. A lot of situations of corruption has been talking about, and of course that will be cancelled, shut down on November 1st. We can see this as a good news for Portugal, but at this moment Portugal is one of the countries are rated on the 2nd place as the best program to apply for a passport. So in this case, if Cyprus is going to shut down their program, and we have here a big opportunity for the people who like to get the passport, European passport, can move to Portugal, apply for the golden visa or any other type of resident card if they wish, and after 5 years they will be eligible to apply for a citizenship.
澄清一下啦，塞浦路斯咧係將會咧停止一個佢所謂嘅黃金簽證嘅 program。咁頭先咧阿嘉樂先生係話咧塞浦路斯唔係葡萄牙啦，咁佢哋嘅方法咧都係唔同嘅。咁始終咧係喺葡萄牙嚟講咧，你係仍然要申請你嘅居民卡，你仍然咧係要過一個 process 要5-6年咧先至可以申請一個護照嘅。但係咧，如果你係塞浦路斯咧，之前係去好似買一個護照咁咯。It's like what the leader of Belgium says. You have to the EU passport is not for sale. And I don't think Portugal are selling the passport, right? So that's why it's different to Cyprus, because you are actually buying a passport in Cyprus. And I want to ask you a question where when you renew your resident card, do you have to present your criminal check every time?
That's correct. Every time you submit application first time or every time you renew, you have to present your criminal check. You have to submit your criminal check from the place you're living from the last years, and sometimes also the immigration requests the criminal record if you've living in 2 or 3 countries or 4, it doesn't matter. Sometimes immigration requests the criminal record from the place you're living, but just imagine you've been living in 2 or 3 countries. It's possible that the immigration here requests a criminal record from these 2 or 3 places that you've been living for.